It's a long way to the top. If you want to rock and roll, you want to rock and roll? Driving on the highway, going to a show. Stopping on the byway, playing rock and roll. Getting round, getting stoned, getting beat up, getting a bone, getting high, getting shook. I show you folks, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's either doing one night stands, driving a rock and roll band. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll.
Good evening, race fans. I'm your host, Caden Reif, and welcome to another installment of the 2005 season of the NASCAR Coca-Cola Cup Series. We're here from Talladega for race number 30 of 36 on this season's calendar for the EA Sports 500. Bit of plate track racing here today as we take you to trackside right away for your starting lineup for today's race. On pole today is going to be Ricky Hendrick in the 5 car, starting side by side with Robbie Gordon on the front row for today's race. Looking down the rest of the starting lineup, it'll be Jeff Gordon starting in 3rd in the 24, and Kevin Harvick in 4th place in the 29. Kurt Busch will start this race from P5 in the 01, and Greg Biffle qualifies in the 6th position. 7th goes to Tony Stewart in the 20, and his teammate Bobby Labonte will be side by side with him in 8th. 9th will go to Matt Kenseth in the 17, and Christian Elder will start from 10th. 11th goes to David Rudiman, and 12th will be Jamie McMurray, last week's winner in the 40 car. Casey Kane will start this race in 13th, and 14th will be Mark Martin. 15th going to be Kenny Wallace in the 2, and Don Thompson Jr. starts from the 16th position. John Wood will be in 17th, and Jeremy Mayfield in 18th. It'll be Kyle Busch in the 19th spot, and Ryan Newman from 20th. 21st goes to Brian Vickers in the 25, and Terry Labonte in the 44 in 22nd. 23rd is going to be Jeff Burton, and 24th place will be Mike Bliss. P25 is John Andretti, and 26th, Chad Little. 27th will be Carl Edwards, and Scott Wimmer qualifies in 28th. 29th goes to Johnny Sauter, and 30th, Casey Atwood. 31st will be Sterling Marlin in the 22 car, and Jason Leffler in 32nd. 33rd will be Dale Jarrett, and 34th, Todd Bodine. Dave Blaney will start from 35th. 36th place goes to Scott Riggs. 37th will be Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Michael Waltrip in 38th. Hank Parker Jr. starts this race in 39th. 40th will be David Green. And the final 2 spots on the last row will be Morgan Shepherd in the 89 and Eric Norris in the 51. 57 laps here today from Talladega. We take you to the track for the most famous words in motorsports here from Talladega.
Drivers, start your engines.
Race cars roar to life here as Ricky Hendrick will lead the field off onto the pace lap here. One of the biggest races that drivers have circled on this calendar here at race number 30, and of course the last of the big wild card races in this championship hunt. Looking at your championship standings heading into today's race is going to be Tony Stewart atop the field, 39 points ahead of Kurt Busch. In the 01 car, second in points, Kane will be 53 back from third, and Ricky Hendrick fourth, 74 back of the championship. Jeff Gordon sits fifth in the standings. He's 100 behind. In the fifth spot, Robbie Gordon is 139 back, and Kevin Harvick 141. We got 7 drivers within a race of that points lead in today's race. Any one of them could leave today with the points lead, and of course, with Talladega, that is very well the case. And of course, expecting maybe a big wreck here or there, and maybe clean, we'll see, with the new plate package that's been ran so far this season. It was a fairly clean race last time out at Talladega, so we'll see who comes out on top of it here today with potentially a full race going green, but nonetheless, it is still a wild card of a race here, and anyone could finish anywhere.
I think the good thing about this track, though, is how big it is and how spread out the cars get during the fuel stops, or pit stops, excuse me, late in the runs, because they get super spread out in the first one, and then a lot of people start to, like, the pitting gets very stretched out later on in the runs. So it's very interesting to see how people will play out the pit strategy here, and if he'll be able to keep up with the front draft, because I bet we'll have maybe a race going green and maybe 3, 4, or 5 cars in that lead pack by the end of it.
Absolutely, pit stops are one of the most important aspects of the races here at these plate tracks, especially with how clean they've been recently. So we'll see how it goes with the packs getting split up and who ends up on top of this thing. But of course, Ricky Hendrick, one of your championship leaders, leads the field to the green here. Into the trial as they head towards the restart box. 57 laps here from the EA Sports 500. Pace car is in as we head to the stripe. It'll be the green flag for the 5, and we are underway here from Talladega. Down off of turn number 2 for the first time here on the start, as Ricky Hendrick will have the lead. His teammate Jeff Gordon from third place will follow right on behind as they head down the backstretch for the first time. Double file throughout the entire field, of course, off the race start. As they head into turn number 3, Jeff Gordon tries to duck low and does on his teammate Ricky Hendrick. 24 car trying to get a lap lead early here as they head through turn 4. Kurt Busch will pull up to the back of the 24 off of the corner and looks to take it 3 wide, and he will not be able to get underneath him as Gordon pulls the block, and the 24 is going to lead the opening lap here over the 5, his teammate on the outside. Bonus points are important here, of course. You want every point on the line this late in the season, and Jeff Gordon will take the 5 bonus points right away. Got 2 of the other championship leaders right behind him as Kurt Busch leaves turn number 2 in second place. Tony Stewart a part of that mix as well, getting put sort of in the middle there as Matt Kenseth looked underneath, but couldn't quite find the gap on the 20 as they head down the backstretch yet again. Gordon stays in control of the bottom line as they head through 3 and 4. Of course, that's another aspect of these plate races. The laps led also end up being a total toss-up as to who gets most laps led on the race. Expecting upwards of 15 cars or more to lead laps in this race, so it's important for the championship leaders to try and take any opportunity they can to lead some laps early.
And I think Kurt Busch has probably been, as I've been watching these races recently, he has been a very good, consistent driver. And especially at super speedways, once he gets to a good qualifying spot, he usually stays up in the spot. So I would look out for Kurt Busch this race. He's got a good car, and Ganassi is very excited and happy with how he's doing so far.
Yeah, Ganassi absolutely has been a threat late in this season with Jamie McMurray taking a pair of wins. He's in the top 10 in the standings, and of course Kurt Busch has been actively bidding for this championship late in the year. Battle for the lead continues as Tony Stewart, your points leader, is going to take a lap lead here on lap number 3. Get the 5 bonus points on the board for the number 20 car as he leads over David Rudiman on the bottom in the 55. Casey Kane also right back there in third place, the 38, one of the championship leaders as well, and today third in the standings. Again, it's all championship talk. This has been some of the closest championship fighting we've ever seen in the Cup Series this year, and Casey Kane going to get a little aggressive here as he looks for second on Rudiman in the 55. Bit of three wide in the midfield, but mostly calm up front. That's Jeff Gordon and Kurt Busch being pinned up on the top lane, three wide. Kyle Busch up there in the middle of the 19. Kenny Wallace is going to look for second.
First time we've seen him three wide today.
Wasting no time and going three wide for sure. So Tony Stewart leads a pair of laps now. Kenny Wallace in the 2 is heading right back there, and we've got a problem. That is the 28 with a tire down, and we're going to have an early caution here as Chad Little's got a tire going down, and he's going to have to pull it down to a stop here on the backstretch. A couple of cars held up in that one. Don't believe anybody wrecked. As we'll get a look back at that one, no. Chad Little, tire comes apart, everybody having to get out of the way. Little gets it down onto the apron without any further issue, but he will come to a stop. And racing back to the caution flag as Kenny Wallace will have the lead at the yellow as he gets around the 20 of Tony Stewart, who falls all the way down to the back end of the top 5. He'll be 6th. Caution is out here. And we'll see if we see some early pit stops to top off on fuel here after 5 laps completed. Early caution flag due to mechanical problems. That is one of the expected things. We usually see at least 1 or 2 cautions in these races due to people having problems with their race cars, and Chad Little is going to be the first victim, although he will definitely be able to get back on the racetrack eventually after they're done towing that thing back to the pits. But a tire carcass down for the 28. Everybody getting situated here. A couple of drivers that led a few laps in a row as Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart were out front for a pair of laps each. And Kenny Wallace will collect some laps led here under this yellow flag. Coming around off of turn 4, see if anybody elects to pit here.
Looked like they were kind of getting ready to pit, but looks like they're not.
Going to stay on the racetrack, and pretty much everybody's still going to be on the racing surface here. Whole field not quite ready to pit yet. So everybody going to stay on the racetrack. We'll take you to intermission here from Talladega. Kenny Wallace, your race leader early in the running with the early caution for the 28 with a tire down.
Rudiman had a fast car today.
Back from intermission here at Talladega as Kenny Wallace will lead the field to the green here. David Rudiman reporting a problem with the brakes. He'll be coming into the pits this time. Race will go green regardless. Chad Little rejoined the racetrack in the 28 car. He is going to be just 1 lap down, so another caution would put him back on the lead lap. Top 5 is going to be 2, 6, 25, 16, and 44 coming back to the green here as pace car is in. It'll be lap number 10 on the restart. And of course, no pitters other than the 28 in that time, but into the restart box as we are back green here from Talladega. A big restart from John Wood trying to jump to the outside right away. Rudeman makes it into the pits safely. John Wood fired off very quickly there. He's going to have his teammate in the 16 of Biffle on the outside, at least for now. But that
You got
run
that
stalls
25
out.
there. Vickers with a good push to the 2 car.
Down the back stretch here. Getting all the way back up to speed. Dead heat between the 2 leaders, but I believe Wallace should be able to pull away on the bottom here. Tony Stewart getting aggressive early, trying to get back up front. Took it 3 wide on Terry Labonte in the 44. Greg Biffle gets forced out as a result. And Stewart now is going to get underneath the 25. That 20 getting the elbows out on this run back to the stripe here. He's all the way up to 2nd place from 6th on the restart. 3 wide John Wood up top back there. And Stewart now looks for the race lead on Wallace in the 2 as they head off of turn number 2 this time. Big run carried by the Roush cars on the bottom, though.
20 car's got a very good car today, but Roush and Hendrick cars today, I think if those guys get to the front, they are going to be a very good job at controlling the field. They're very good at that.
Absolutely. It's all about teamwork at this kind of race. And off of turn number 4, Tony Stewart, right back where he was earlier, is going to have his 3rd lap lead of the day now as he takes away the lead. Carl Edwards is going to duck underneath his teammate Jeff Burton for P2. Stewart looking quick early in the running here today. '97 now up into 2nd. And he's going to try to look for the race lead. Robbie Gordon in the 31 didn't go with him. Edwards trying to stay alongside into turn 3 and does. And he's going to pull past the 20 of Stewart for 1st place. Trying to block the 19 of Kyle Busch on that bottom line and stays in control of the lower lane. Lead switches hands again as Edwards has 1st. Pole sitter Ricky Hendrick 3rd in line on the bottom. Now didn't lead the opening lap, but the 5 car was the only driver to set a qualifying time in the 49s this weekend. That thing was very quick on Saturday, trying to bring home some speed on Sunday. He's going to look underneath Kyle Busch, who tried to block him, but too little too late as Ricky Hendrick's already underneath the 19 for 2nd. Down off of turn number 4. Bobby Labonte, another Chevy in the 18 right behind the 5. But he's going to look for 2nd himself. Maybe trying to do his teammate Tony Stewart some favors and not let Hendrick get up there to lead a lap. Edwards up front still. Trying to stay in front of Labonte, but couldn't do it. Here's the 18 for the race lead now. Kurt Busch follows suit in the 01 on the bottom. Dead heat down the backstretch as Labonte will pull ahead now into turn 3 with the preferred line on the lower lane. 18:01. Now your top 2 as they round turn 4. Expecting these guys to lap Rudeman in a little while. 55, of course, still fine on speed. Just had to get some brake problems fixed, as they mentioned over the radio. David Green has lost the draft. Atwood struggling to keep up as well in the 30.
It's unfortunate for Atwood. I mean, Richard showed this car. Hopefully he can get up to speed, or at least get better.
Seeming like he's hanging with him, at least for the moment. He was a little bit faster at the line than the guys at the back end of the pack that last time. But David Green off the draft, of course, and Rudeman likely to be lapped soon. Meanwhile, for the lead, Labonte got himself a lap lead as Kurt Busch with his Ganassi teammate Jamie McMurray on the bottom.
I think I see 4 wide back there.
A lot of 4 deep. That's Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart banging doors for position in the middle of the pack. Hank Parker Jr. on the bottom of that mess, but they're going to sort it out.
Getting pretty close here. They're all good now.
Professionals at work in the midfield back there. Jamie McMurray had the lead at the line past his teammate Kurt Busch before the stripe. Spring winner Dale Jarrett on the outside of this front group. It's Mark Martin on the bottom in the 06. He's got Mike Bliss in tow in the 81. 3 wide at the back end of the field still. Mostly double file up front. As McMurray has another lap led in a row. More 4 wide. Tony Stewart a part of it yet again.
This might get a little interesting here in the turn 1.
Squeezing each other, but just about enough room. As Stewart again gets away with one. Really not in some great situations back there, but he'll stay clean. Lot of blocking up front. Mike Bliss was trying to throw a block on the 48 of Mayfield. Was successful in doing so. Holds on to the bottom lane as a result. Now pulls up to McMurray, who's still your race leader. But Mayfield's going to get
block
underneath
it
him
that
now.
time. Too big of a run for that 48 car.
Absolutely, Mayfield with a lot of speed there off of turn 4. Gets underneath the 81, trying to go for McMurray for the lead now, but McMurray will not be able to cover him off. Here is the 48 of Mayfield trying to make another change for the lead. He's got Kenseth in the 17 right behind. And 55 cars now blowing up. Man, bad day gone worse for Rudiman, and that is going to bring out another caution. 3 wide for the lead. Rudiman gets it on the apron out of the way of the leaders as they go around him. Tough break for the 55 team. Caution flag comes back out. Kenseth's trying to lead the field back to the flag here, and at the stripe he will have that first position. It'll be Leffler just about over the 8 of Dale Jr. for second. Under caution for a second time here at Talladega. Rudiman gets it into the pits. That will be the end of his day. And wrecking under caution as Christian Elder gets spun around off of turn 2. Contact with Greg Biffle. Looking like these guys were just fighting for real estate. Elder might have cut him off, and a bit of a misjudgment under yellow as the 0 car goes around under caution. He'll pull back up into position. Lucky nobody else got involved in that one. So we're under caution for a second time here. Just prior to 20 laps completed as Kenseth has the lead. We'll see if we get any pit stops this time. Seeming likely. As, yeah, pretty much everybody is going to pull low here. Lucky Dog will go to the 28 of Chad Little, the only car a lap down here. And Kenseth leads the field in. Of course, Little, a lap car, going to have to stay out here, but field is in. Here's Matt Kenseth to lead the field down pit road. Carl Edwards and David Green stayed on the racetrack there. Maybe going to stay out an extra lap for fuel's sake. We will see.
Interesting call.
It's a call that's been made at this racetrack before. 2 tires going on for a lot of these guys. No tires for some. 51 of Eric Norris did not take any rubber. And racing for the lead off of pit road. Kenseth just about holds off Leffler for first. Ooh, contact there.
Well,
18 and 51 got together. A little bit of right side damage for Labonte, but shouldn't be too bad as that was Eric Norris and the 18 getting together. currently, it is going to be Carl Edwards leading. I'm expecting these guys to pit a lap later for fuel's sake and try to get as much fuel in those things as possible. We'll take you back to intermission here with the 97 in first here from Talladega. Back from intermission again here at Talladega. It is not going to be a pit stop for Edwards and Green under intermission. The 97 and 21 stay out to take first and second. The rest of the top five goes Kenseth Leffler and Dale Earnhardt Jr., your top five. Pace car will peel off here. Be lap number 23 on the green flag, just prior to halfway in this race, as Edwards will lead the field to the green here. At the line, and we are back underway as Edwards gets a great jump from first. And of course also Chad Little back on the lead lap in the 28 car. And one more thing worth reporting is Casey Kane's reporting a vibration on the race car. So one of the championship leaders with some issues, but Kane is intending to stay out despite that.
Fortunately, the luck with Casey Kane this year has not been the greatest.
Yeah, it's been a rough season in terms of luck. If they had had a little bit better luck, they'd be doing a lot better in this championship fight, but still right there in it. Persevered despite the issues, but nonetheless, Kane has it's been an uphill battle for the 38 team. Carl Edwards still in the lead here as we round turn number 4. Dale Jr. looking for second place in the 21.
He's got it. Now he's got to get that 97. And 97 had a good run, good jump, and now he's going to get sucked into the air of that 8 car. And that 8 car also closing this season. Still unknown the whereabouts where that 8 car will go. Or Junior, I think.
And Junior did recently announce he was going to be inking a deal with Yates. He'll be driving in the 88 car next year as Bobby Labonte's in the pit lane. I believe they're going to fix up that damage from in the pits. As for the lead, 97 and 8 side by side, nobody with Carl Edwards on the top as Bodine went low with Dale Jr. And the 8 cars up front here at Talladega as they head off of turn 4, but Todd Bodine looking for the lead. He's going to get underneath him. And nod to the 26 at the line.
Here's that 18 car getting off pit road now. That 26 car, Os Carter car, I don't think we've seen that car up front in a long time.
Last time that 26 was really leading anything this season, that would be at Bristol. That was the spring race that car was up front for a majority of. Leading the lap here at Talladega.
I mean, Todd Bodine, not a bad driver. He's a very good guy that will get the car home without any damage, and he's just a very nice person. So I think Todd Bodine's a great fit for the team. They're keeping them afloat. Good to see them around.
Yeah, Bodine has definitely been one of the better light guys in the garage for sure, and has spent a long portion of his career in that 26 machine. Of course, is intending to switch teams next year. Do not remember exactly where he's planning on going. It would be Jasper in the 77 that he inked a deal with for next year in 2006. His tenure at Haas Carter coming to an end in just a short few races. Just 6 cup races left after this one, as I'm seeing the underdogs up front right now. Here's John Andretti in the 43 leading this race. Hank Parker Jr. in the 4 to second. Side by side with Leffler in the 14 on the outside, but McMurray's going to split the 4 3 wide. But Andretti going to collect a second lap lead here. Had the lead at the line last time. Leaving turn 2, top 5 goes Andretti, McMurray, Elder, Jarrett, and Blaney. Here's the 40 trying to retake that race lead. Not really any help on the bottom, but can he hang with the 43 with the side draft? He can. Dale Jarrett tried to throw a block on the 77 of Blaney, couldn't get there. It's going to be 3 wide for third. As Andretti trying to find a spot to block the 88. McMurray back up front. 30 laps to go here from Talladega, 77 and 40, second and first place. Bit of a split up as the back end of the pack drops off a little bit. Had some issues, I believe, with the 51, who is slightly damaged, obviously, from the pit road contact. Thompson Jr., Harvick, Atwood, Sauter, Little, and Wimmer a part of this little secondary pack. Harvick, again, one of the championship contenders. He is the very last of the top 7, but still within a race of the points lead. Is probably not enjoying being this far off all the way back there.
Yeah, it's going to have a caution again, which, knowing the engines right now, that could be a high possibility, but the wreck-wise, I doubt it. These guys have gotten their stuff together today, so...
Absolutely, it's been a courteous race so far. Here's 3 wide, that's for third place. Casey Kane finding his way back up towards the front of the field. He was up in the top 5 early in the running today. Now finds his way into P3, got another Ford in the form of Jeff Burton right behind him. And he's going to look for second. That's against Kyle Busch in the 19. Burton elects to go high, but Kane stays underneath Kyle Busch for P2. McMurray still leading this thing. That 40 looking very strong. Again, we talk about Ganassi being quick.
Oh,
McMurray,
yeah.
last week's winner. Comfortably up front right now. Kane's going to get taken side by side for second as Terry Labonte in the 44 ducks underneath him. Tony Stewart got taken 3 wide up the middle. Robbie Gordon in the 31 forcing the issue to get underneath one of his rivals in the points. Gordon again entered this race 6th in standings. Here's Ricky Hendrick into 3rd. His teammate Terry Labonte right in front of him, but he's going to duck underneath the 44. A lot of in-team betrayal we've seen in the middle portion of this race as the 5 takes second.
Just a second ago, we might have saw contact with the 12 and 20 car.
Do not
Or at
believe it
least
was
Newman
contact,
forcing him
but
out.
Newman forcing the issue up the middle 3 wide. Yeah, I've seen a lot of aggressive racing right now. A lot of 3 wide, too. Top 4 single file as they head into turn 1. McMurray still up front, led 4 or 5 laps in a row now. His Ganassi teammate Kurt Busch 4th in the line. And that target dodge. Robbie Gordon getting the issue for second as he looks underneath Ricky Hendrick in the 5 car. 31 getting aggressive as well as he's going to try to take second place. Seeing this point of the race where drivers are starting to get the elbows out quite a lot more than they were earlier in this race. Just aggression starting to show past the middle portion as we near that final 20 lap stretch. Couple of cars off the pack. Sterling Marlin and Bobby Labonte have grouped up a bit of a ways off. That's 40th and 41st. Eric Norris is off the draft, of course, and this pseudo 6-car pack still just about holding on to the tail end of the draft. Wondering if Harvick might have gotten involved in something on pit road under our last caution. Would be interesting to see. Maybe a little bit. Hard to say, but Harvick is struggling on pace at the moment. These guys are going to rejoin the pack, I believe. 23-28, 68-30. All closing up with speed at the back end of the pack. That's Dave Blaney last in this group. Jamie McMurray's finally lost the race lead as Robbie Gordon collects himself his first lap lead of the day. Brian Vickers in line as well. Mike Bliss, who's been in the top 5 a fair bit, but not led a lap yet, also on the bottom. He looks for second on the 25 and gets there. Seeing some more underdogs showing their faces up front. Scott Riggs in the 57, making his first appearance in the top 5, as well as the 89 of Morgan Shepherd running fairly well at the moment. Seeing pit stops, 21 of David Green, one of the drivers who stayed out under that last caution, is in, expecting Edwards to have to pit soon as well then. 2 tires and fuel for the 21. Edwards on the top, imagining he really needs to get in so he doesn't run out of fuel here. And he might get some room from everybody in the mid-pack. 19 moves up. This is going to be tight if Edwards can find a gap. I don't think he's going to. And he did not. That 97's got to be running on fumes at this point.
The other car that stayed out, I think it was...
It was David Green, who is already pit.
Ah, yes. They're single, double file now, but surprise in third place right now. Morgan Shepherd, heart of the garage. That's great to see.
Yeah, Morgan Shepherd, we mentioned him just a couple laps ago, has been running up front for the last handful of laps. Is on the outside now. Battle for the lead as Kenny Wallace is gonna get underneath Edwards. Gonna have another opportunity to maybe get down.
This
doesn't have the room.
Might be it right here. No.
And again, Edwards is probably going to be running real tight on fuel. That's 2 laps in a row he's had the hand out the window and hasn't gotten the gap to the bottom.
A good thing about this being in the middle of the pack, though, it saves you a little bit of fuel, so he can just coast on the back straightaway and just get sucked in by that draft. And look, he's kind of losing it right
he's
here.
Starting to sputter. That 97 is
exactly
running out of fuel
happening
now. Oh, look out. No room anywhere. And he is going to have the opening to the bottom, though. Dale Jarrett. Oh, we got a problem.
Oh,
somebody's
that's
blowing
an
up.
engine blown.
Kenny Wallace.
Oh, it's the leader.
That's the leader, Kenny Wallace, blowing up. Caution flag is going to come out. Here's Christian Elder to take the lead at the yellow flag. Edwards, I believe, is going to get into pit road and does.
What a sequence of events that just unfolded.
Goodness me. So Kenny Wallace down a motor from the lead, right in front of everybody, blowing up, and Elder managed to find a way around it. He has the lead at the caution flag. 3rd yellow flag, all due to mechanical issues, as the 0 cars got the top spot. Edwards times it perfect getting into pit road. And he will leave the pit lane. Lucky dog to the 18 of Bobby Labonte. You'll love to see that after the damage repairs he had to get under green flag. See if we get another pit stop here. Not sure if these guys could have made it on fuel from their last stop. That could end up benefiting the 97. 21 just about stayed on the lead lap there, by the way.
Almost had it.
Was very close to getting lapped, and will stay on the lead lap thanks to that caution flag. Also a lucky break for Harvick, who, with Thompson Jr., had officially lost the draft there under that run. Looking like we're going to see some split strategy here. Some of these guys are going to come into pit. Race leader Christian Elder notably going to stay out on the track. Morgan Shepherd will stay out as well. He's going to take second. So Kenseth leads the field down pit road. Casey Kane should be able to get that vibration fixed in the 38. Had some issues with one of his tires and will be a part of this group pitting in. Fuel only for the 17.
Yeah, sure, it's just going to be fuel for most of these guys. I think the tires, at least halfway through the race, when it's not green, when you get these yellows like these, the tires don't really matter as much as they would have. So,
absolutely
makes sense why it's only fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't seen a single 4-tire pit stop on the racetrack today.
No wonder. Got a lot of yellows today. All mechanical failures, which you gotta wonder if it's gonna happen again, as it just keeps on killing more and more cars this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Reliability has always been a problem on these plate tracks in recent years, and it's been no different today. Christian Elder, your race leader, 20 laps to go at the moment. It'll be less than that when we go green as the 0 has the lead. We'll be right back here from Talladega. Back from intermission here at Talladega, as it'll be Christian Elder in the lead. It'll be Morgan Shepherd in P2. Rest of the top 5 goes Biffle, Waltrip, and Vickers. Coming back to the start here. 17 laps to go on the restart with the 0 in first. And, of course, 18 car, your lucky dog. Back green. Good start for the 0 of Elder, who pulls away into turn 1. We've seen some issues here. Ricky Hendrick. Damage on the front of that 5 car. I don't think that engine's working too good. Gonna get a replay here. Not sure where that came from. I believe it was under caution, so Ricky Hendrick has a ton of damage. And I tell you what, I don't think that 5's meeting minimum speed.
Not good for that 5 car at all.
And they're going to ask him to come down pit road and see if he can get it fixed. So, another championship issue for Ricky Hendrick. It's just been problem after problem for this 5 team in the middle of this championship fight, and today is no different. He's got some damage. We'll see if he is going to be able to repair it or not. Meanwhile, up front, Christian Elder still your race leader after the restart. And Ricky Hendrick will pull in here. Casey Kane also had a bit of damage on the front of his car. But I believe he's still at speed. Yes, he is, doing about 195, which is what you would expect from full back end of the field draft. He's stuck in traffic, though. Here's Jeff Gordon for the race lead. Hendrick might have got a bit of repairs. See where he ends up. 77 also has damage from collisions under caution. A lot of people were having some problems under yellow. Hendrick getting back on the racetrack right next to the leaders, but is going to rejoin the racing surface cleanly. See where his speed is at after that damage repair pit stop. Gordon had the lead, if only for a moment. Tony Stewart has found his way back up front yet again in the 20. Has the lead just about at the line there over Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Mark Martin on the bottom there. Terry Lawani as well in line. Ricky Hendrick more on pace now. Dave Blaney might get flagged for damage repairs here as well.
There's Mark Martin back to the lead. You've seen him up front the whole day, really.
And Martin's been up front quite a few times today. I don't believe he's led a lap yet. And now Terry Labonte to the inside for the lead.
Trying to lead lap 44 in that 44 car.
At the line, he just about had him. Terry Labonte has the lead at the stripe. Talk about someone you love seeing up front. Here's the 44 in the race lead. Down the backstretch, he's got first. Carl Edwards right in tow in the 97. Might go side by side with Sauter for second here into the corner. And Sauter does get the nose underneath. More problems. Here's a 33 with a tire down. And that's going to be another mechanical caution yellow. Mechanical caution yellow, it's kind of redundant. Back to the flag here at the line. Terry Labonte, 3 wide behind him. He'll have the race lead. We're under caution again. 33 comes to a stop. Under yellow flag. Just outside 10 laps to go as we see our 4th caution of the day. 44 car has the lead. See if any of these guys have to pit to top off on fuel. Ooh, checking up. People running into each other here. 22. And I believe Eric Norris might have got a piece of that as well. Bobby Labonte, who was already involved in some things under yellow that last time. I believe somebody got spun as well. Ooh, yeah. 28 car this time. Held on to it, actually. But he got kicked through the grass, and that caused a big stack up. Everybody checking up for that. 33 managed to limp it back to the pits despite that tire flying apart and gets another one back on it. He stays on the lead lap. So Thompson Jr. avoids further incident. Think we'll be seeing some more pit stops here. At least from a couple guys in the back trying to get some damage repairs. 14 will come in, as well as the 51 and 77. So pretty much all guys who needed to get some damage fixed on their race cars will come in. Terry Labonte has the lead. Take it intermission yet again here from Talladega. Back from intermission at Talladega once again as the 5 car of Ricky Hendrick got the lucky dog there. Everybody back on the lead lap. 40 cars still in this race. Terry Labonte will be your race leader. It'll be 8 laps to go here from Talladega. 44, 12, 31, 68, and 97. Your top 5. Morgan Shepherd's still there in 6th. Great run for him so far. Pace car is in. 44 will lead us to the flag here. And into the restart box, we are back green. Green flag back out. Good start for Terry Labonte from first. As we race off of turn 2, an update on pretty much all of your championship contenders as Robbie Gordon fights with Newman and got big time blocked, but still got underneath him. 3 wide for the lead. We'll hold off on that update.
Right there.
Yeah, man, Newman tried to block him. He blocked him all the way to the apron.
And they're getting even tight here. Almost got into each other. Terry Labonte has to get way up to the track. That was insane.
Robbie Gordon still being aggressive today. He needs a great result to pull closer in this championship. He takes the race lead. As we hit the start-finish line now, we'll give you your rundown of the championship contenders. Robbie Gordon leads the field to the stripe. Tony Stewart in 3rd place, your championship leader, is a part of that mix. Jeff Gordon is also back there. He's going to take 5th from Ryan Newman. Down the order a little further, as our next championship contender would be Kurt Busch. He's back there outside the top 20 with Casey Kane, who looks to make up some positions as well. Back further still, Kevin Harvick in 30th. And Ricky Hendrick with damage is all the way down in the 40th position. Tony Stewart pulling up to 2nd place. Seven and then 6 laps to go now at the line. All 3 of the main, or some of the main championship contenders anyway, up front right now. Gordon, Stewart, Jeff Gordon, your top 3. Jeff Burton pulls into 4th. The spring winner, Dale Jarrett's in 5th place.
All singled up here in the front.
Blocking for 2nd, Tony Stewart runs Jeff Gordon down the racetrack. It worked out for him. He's going to try to take the lead from the 31 car. Tony Stewart has the lead off turn 4. Dale Jarrett split in the middle there as Mayfield gets underneath him. 5 laps to go here from Talladega as the 20 has the lead.
He's got 2 Hendrick cars right behind him. They could do anything. They could work together, but we had not seen teammates work together this race, and I don't think it happened here with just a few laps to go.
Mayfield and Gordon down the back stretches. The 24 will go underneath the 20 for the race lead. Mayfield is going to get split 3 wide from behind. Didn't even have the chance to work with the 24 if he wanted to.
There's Little.
Chad Little, who was a lap down earlier in this race with a tire down, is up and into 2nd place now.
He's got the 23 in line with him, too. Someone we haven't even been talking about at all this race. It's going to be very interesting here.
A lot of storylines in line on the bottom here with a chance to win this thing. Jeff Gordon the leader, though. It's now 4 laps to go. Chad Little right behind the 24 as they leave turn 2. Scott Wimmer, who I haven't even uttered the name of all day, is on the bottom there with a chance in 3rd place. Stays in line as Little sticks with the 24. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Might have a better shot now with the 23 clear. Gordon holding control of the field as they head down the front stretch now. It'll be now 3 laps to go at the line.
They're all preparing here. I think they're just sitting in line until the last lap to get something going. But I don't
Maybe a
think
little
Chad
earlier
Little
than
would
that.
do that.
Here he comes, 28 down underneath the 24 down the backstretch.
No help right now. That 0 car is coming to the inside though. The 23 and the 8 help the 24, and there's Terry Labonte on the inside. 2 Hendrick cars still up top here.
Chad Little's got the lead off of turn number 4. 24 and 28 side by side for the lead as they head down the front stretch. Tony Stewart all the way atop of 3 wide back there. 2 laps to go at the stripe for Chad Little, who's got the lead.
It could be anybody's game here right now. That 28 is holding strong right now in the lead, but I think that 0 car is going to try his best to get to the inside.
Gonna get Kevin Harvick off the track here real quick.
Oh.
He's plenty in front of the field, so we'll be good. Down the backstretch, Hughes, Christian, Elder on the bottom for the lead. 0 cars got first. Terry Labonte, who is winless since, I believe, 2001 or earlier, is looking to the inside. Down the front stretch, Elder trying to block, couldn't do it. Last lap,
Big
Terry
contact
Labonte
right
to
there.
the lead. Dead heat at the line. Labonte had it by a nose. Last lap as they head down into turn number 1. Labonte's got the lead off of turn number 2.
He's got the 00 right behind him. The 16 is going to try and push him. There they go.
Down the backstretch for the final time, Terry Labonte trying to hold the race lead over Waltrip.
I don't think Michael's got the run here. He blocks him.
Labonte's clear. It's been years since we saw Terry Labonte in victory lane last. Can he bring it to the stripe off of turn number 4? Waltrip v. Labonte back to the line. How about this? Terry Labonte for the first time in over 5 years, your winner at Talladega. How about that?
Wow. That is incredible.
Terry Labonte wins it here at Talladega. We talked about it all season long. He had come so close so many times, part-time in the 44 car, and Terry Labonte, one of the longest winless streaks in NASCAR history, he's finally snapped it, and he takes home the checkered flag. How about that? An improbable victory. He takes home the win here today. And Terry Labonte, his first win since Texas of 1999. 6 years in the making for the 44 team. And Terry Labonte is your winner. Get that one exported right away. Terry Labonte has finally put himself back in victory lane, one that you can imagine everybody loves to see, and that 44 car puts himself well in front of the field, coming back to the flag to win it. So many times he had come so close to getting that final win. He finally does it here.
What a great win for that 44.
Feel good story here today. And on top of that, Labonte, the 44 car, most laps led here today, led 8 of them. Congratulations to him. He wins it. First victory since the turn of the century. Texas 1999 race number, that would be 6 of that season. His first win since then, and he wins it here today. What a win for him in the 44 car. A fantastic race all the way around. And looking at your championship leaders and their finishing positions here today, the highest of them is going to be Jeff Gordon in the 24. He takes home 10th. Kurt Busch finished in 13th position. Tony Stewart finished in P20. Casey Kane, hard to see where these guys. Casey Kane was 18th. And Robbie Gordon 23rd. Kevin Harvick in 40th. So that'll do it here today. Terry Labonte, your winner. How about that? He wins it. Feel good story. Thanks to Lav for joining me in the booth here today, and we'll catch you next time. It'll be at Dover for round number 31. This championship hunt continues to wind down. I'm your host, Caden Reif. Thank you for watching as always. We'll catch you then, and have yourself a good one.